might have another guest or two. We'll see how that goes. It is a busy day. 10 o'clock over here on the U.S. 3 p.m. for you guys across the pond. Games will be starting in a bit. Yep. And just before we do that, we're going to have a little intro, and I'll see you in a bit. This is DWTT coming to you from the Emirates. Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to the show. I hope you guys are enjoying the intro. I put a little work into that, and I get to use it, which is a plus. Mr. Tom thinks it wakes him up and gives him a little bit of a break before the show starts, but it's cool.
That's
so
right.
How you doing, Mr. Tom?
I'm fantastic.
Cool.
Hang on,
cool,
wait 1 second. No, we're not losing, so I'm fantastic.
You're gonna all right. So we've got some people who joined us to start this thing. Thunder Road is in the house. Welcome, Thunder Road. Happy New Year's for you guys. You guys get it's 3 o'clock, so you still have some time before the end of the year is here. Steven is in the house. Welcome to the show. Saying hello to Thunder Road. Thunder Road, I think I've heard your name, but I don't want to say it unless I get it mistake. So if you don't mind, I would like to be able to call you by your name. But it's up to you. I don't mind calling you Thunder Road either.
I like calling him Barry.
Barry. Yeah, Tom is multitasking. I believe he's multitasking. Right? You are watching the game. I have the game on as well.
I can't watch the game. It's not in the 3 o'clock for England. I can't watch it.
Oh. God. Ouch. Oh, okay.
I'm used to it anyway. Fine. I mean, obviously, I could watch it through non-legal channels, but
yeah,
I just don't.
All right. Well, I have it up, which is really poor. Man.
Well, you can watch it. I mean, you will know more about it than me, but you know, depends on how long we go. We can obviously do sort of a live result service for everyone.
So I guess we will. Oh man, that's okay. This is stupid, right? It's really stupid how they do this thing. All right, so we'll see who joins us today. Isaac. Okay, that's what I thought. Isaac. All right, I had Ian in my head. So all right. So it starts with a vowel. So I got that part right, but I was off on it. So welcome, Isaac. I'm going to try to remember that. I'm bad with names. So, but now I've heard it once and I've said it a couple times. Yeah, that is ridiculous, right? So we got Isaac in the house, and not being able to watch. Yeah, that is weird. That is just the weirdest thing. And like, there's a reason behind it, of course, but the reason what's behind it is they do, as we said, we were talking about this. I think they have all these rules for that 3 o'clock match, but then the things that they do otherwise outside of the 3 o'clock match are like against all of the things about keeping football. You know, having people go out and watch a football match and all that kind of stuff. Here we are. We are a full house today. Sam has joined us.
Hello, Tom.
Welcome. Yeah, he was out doing whatever he does between Christmas and New Year's. I don't know what he was doing, and I don't want to know. I don't think it's that kind of show.
Can't be revealed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's mad.
We're definitely not. We've got to be past the watershed at least. We're going to make that.
That's a rule in England where you can't show certain things before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those things. Whatever Sam was doing when he was away, and So Sam, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you, Gary, and it's nice to see you again.
Yes,
it's been a little while now, but it's always nice to be back, and it's lovely to see Tom, even though he's in his dark dungeon as always. But always lovely to see Tom.
Yeah, cool.
Very kind.
Cool. And we did not get what we wanted in that first match. I think
score update. Goalless. Eric is goalless.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
How did the first game go? I'm just going to check now because I've been busy all day.
Yeah, you got.
You won't be pleased.
Yeah, United went to Wolves.
Oh.
Is it Molyneux? Is that kind of? Do I have that right? Molyneux? Is
Yeah,
that
Molyneux. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right there.
And they played defensively well for the first 70 minutes probably. Rashford had to sit on the bench because he broke a team rule. It looks like.
Oh.
And Rashford is the reason why Molyneux was quiet at the end of the day. So
yeah, Rashford's been in form lately, hasn't he? He's been finding back to some of the talents he had.
Yeah, he took the ball into the box, held off the defender, was able to put a ball past the goalkeeper, then had a second goal called back because of a handball. It deflected off the goalkeeper, off of him, and into the goal, but it obviously hit him on the arms. Nato looks really good. He just took a shot. That's good to see because that will bring more people to him, and hopefully his teammates will be up there. So we're into the third minute here for Leeds. So I don't know if
he was a bit of a one-man island on Wednesday night. To be fair,
he was, and it was weird that they didn't change that up. At some point, you're like, "Come on, help the man out." Help the man out. Have you been watching much football since you've been? You traveled away? Is that right, Sam, or no?
Yeah, I went to the Far East.
Okay.
I went to for a little trip into the Far East, into the long lost dungeons and jungles of the Far East.
Mm-hmm.
But I still managed to watch the World Cup though. I got to see the final. And apart from that, I did manage to get a couple of other friendly games I was watching. But yeah, no, there was. I did manage to catch some football as well. Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Well,
Lolo's joining us. So I'm just gonna say hello to Lolo. Is joining us. Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle is joining us, and I guess Lolo from Lolo on the Stoop has joined us as well.
Nice to see you guys.
Arsenal Misfit. Oh, he's not feeling so well. Let me just go through this real quick, and I'll let you. Yeah. Get well, Stephen. Sam, the handsome devil. How does that?
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. you flirtatious little bastard, you.
Yeah. Everybody's saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody that just joined us. And yeah. All right. Sorry about that, Mr.
No. I was just going to crack on mine. It's okay. What I was going to say was I'm glad Sam managed to watch the World Cup because in honour of Tony, I basically tried to watch each game twice on different devices. So Tony's boycott was officially covered in the just so. Yeah. So when he was all like, oh, "I'm not watching any of it," I was like, "Don't worry, FIFA think you did."
Tony was here.
I changed my Wi-Fi to Tony as well, just to really.
I can say this one thing about Leeds: they are looking, they're putting the ball on the front foot, as they say, and trying to push as opposed to just think they can just defend. So they're looking like they want to.
I know. No, sorry, don't. It
looks like they want to score, so they are pushing the ball up, and it's not just. Is it Nato?
At some point, Newcastle have to lose, right? I mean, they've had a good streak going for a long time now. At some point, they have to lose.
They've lost one match.
Why can't it be Leeds? I mean, Leeds are a team that can beat Newcastle.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about Arsenal, but Arsenal's lost 3 times this season, right? And they've only lost once, and that was back in September.
Yeah, Newcastle have a fantastic streak going, in terms of not losing. So at some time they have to lose, surely.
It's amazing what a bit of hard work and being the richest club in the world can do for you.
You think okay, but the thing is, what the team that's constructed right now, is that because they're rich?
Yes.
The one they have right now.
Yes.
You think they couldn't have done the same business without the money?
I could be wrong. No, I could be wrong. But I believe they have spent about 200 million in 2022. Right now, you say could they have constructed that? Their previous owner probably never spent that in 20 years of being the owner.
That's true.
I'm sure that's wrong, but actually,
no,
their problem was that he wouldn't put his hand in his pocket.
That was one of the issues I had with Ashley. Was he spent very little, wasn't it? And when he did spend money, it was on ridiculous, players that made no sense. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't think they've been like the 200 mil that you're talking about. Probably, if it was spent well, properly, may have been spread out over 2 or 3 years, right?
Spent it well. Like, that's not what I'm disputing. Like, this last year, I was sat on shows such as Lolo's. I was Steve peer and colleague. I was saying, I hope they don't realise they need to buy defenders. I was hoping they went out and spent 100 million on attackers when their problem was letting in goals. But they didn't. They did the sensible things and got good defenders.
Yeah. All right.
And it upset me.
So Isaac, if you're watching the Bournemouth Crystal Palace match, just let us know how that's going. That'd be cool. Keep everybody up to date as to what's going on there.
It's raining here as well.
At the beach. Yeah. Alex, thanks for joining us. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Definitely.
We seem to be goalless everywhere after the 10-minute mark. So.
Yep. So hit the thumbs if you're joining us. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe and all of that. Let's see, what is this? We were poor there last season, but we are a different team this season for sure. Arsenal is a different team. I don't think the way we played against United last year and Brighton last year, and the way we finished off the season, I don't think that's the same team.
Right? You have to be a different team.
I'm actually a bit apprehensive for this game because Brighton, even though we're a lot better than we were last season, Brighton are maybe even better than they were last season, and they have a style of play that, in my opinion, is very bad for us. They play very direct. They play very wide. And the way they can get their players. I haven't seen who their starting lineup's going to be today. I haven't checked their latest injuries and stuff, but the players they have up front, like Gross and Trossard and these guys up front there, they can play really direct and in behind us, and that can really help because we are weak. That's our weakness, is when we push up high and we try and push forward. We are weak for the direct ball directly over us to each flank out wide to set up that behind us into the middle. That is where we're weak, and that's exactly what Brighton really do very well. So I think Brighton are going to give us a hard time today. I think we're going to have some struggles, and we're going to have to be at our very best to beat them, just because of the way they play and the type of players they have.
Yeah. I guess I don't look too much at the other teams. I'm always thinking about like what we've done, how we've improved. So I kind of felt like our defense is just is much better now. Our style of play is more cemented than theirs.
Well, without doubt, we've got better players now. I mean, like Saliba, of course, is going to be a lot more efficient for us and better for us in defense than what we had last year. So of course we go there with better tools ourselves. But I'm just saying, I think
noticed his name.
I think we'll win. I hope we'll win. I think we'll win. I'm just saying I'm a bit apprehensive because I think Brighton are going to give us a very tough game.
I heard that. Yep. And the Assembled has joined us. Welcome to the show.
We got the Assembled.
Yeah, let's see. Race, Scott. If we were in a race, we need to win today, and can.
We need to win these games. Absolutely.
Yeah. We need to go into the new year on 3 points. That'd be nice. So.
Absolutely.
Got a corner coming up here for Leeds. Like I said, I think they're looking more to move the ball forward. Nato still needs a little bit of. He's got some guys in the box now. So here comes the corner in a second here. Ball's in there, and did they get it?
That's not good.
And the ball goes right back into the box again, and goes out for a goal kick. Nobody could get it. Nobody could get to that ball. Yeah.
Is that whole country there.
Yeah, and on my t-shirt. Although,
oh yeah, I can see it now.
I'm a Hogan person. I mean,
yeah.
But,
I don't want a roller coaster. I want us to consistently do what we're doing now.
Oh,
continue to do that.
Pep's already started his reverse psychology jinxing with us. He says we're going to get over 100 points this season.
You do look like you will. The reality is you're on track. You're on track for it. It's not unfair to say it. I mean, to be fair though, it does have. It's basically the equivalent. It's the football equivalent of what my brother used to do when we'd play Monopoly, where he'd spend the whole game going, "Oh, you're going to win. You're going to win. You're going to win," and then 4 hours later, you tallied up the money, and he had every note going.
Yeah.
I'm still upset at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it was so annoying. I'd be sitting there going, "You know you're going to win because you're a little capitalist."
Yeah.
And then he's like,
I used to love turning Monopoly. I used to love turning Monopoly into my own. I used to play with my brothers and that, and when they used to turn Monopoly into like a gangster game. You know, like we were paying for like, you know, backhanders to build stuff, and you know we get stuff from the bank. You know, extra interest, and we just all make our own rules up to do all dodgy stuff. You know, we pay police officers to stay out of jail and all of that. You know,
somebody walks up with a bat, right, and basically says, "You owe me." It says 400 for Park Place, but bang, bat on the table. Yeah, I think it's 800.
Exactly. We started to do that type of stuff, and it was. Let's put it that way. With a few beers and a few vodkas, it was quite fun.
We should have totally done a live Monopoly game at some point over the holidays.
There you go. And Riddy, welcome to the show. And happy New Year to you, and happy New Year to anybody else, everybody else who's joined us.
Riddy, Liverpool called. They say they miss you.
Yeah. Let's see, what is this? If we were in what's the assembled set? If we were in a title race, we'd have beaten Southampton. We lost the title then, Ray. The best part of City start from January.
Beating Southampton. What's he on about?
I don't know what that means.
Best league in the world. 18 minutes gone, no goals.
Yeah.
Best league in the world.
Yeah. No, I think it's Premier League is tough, and as long as as far as I'm concerned, as long as we take this one match at a time, we'll be fine.
What's tough is trying to get out of the championship.
The championship's tough. It must be tough. There's so many teams in there that want to get out of it.
You only need 4 points to stay in the Premiership. You need about 95,000 to get out of the Championship. It's just
it's tough. And then when you get to if you get to the playoffs, you know, that's basically anything can happen. I mean, that's it. You know, it's just up to the basically whatever the gods want, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's see. I just got an alert. Let's see if I get who was watching the Crystal Palace match. Oh, it's Thunder Road. Let's see. Yeah.
Thunder Road's our official correspondent at the Vitality Stadium, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, one win at a time. Part of
the extended media team we have.
Robbie, you ain't got anyone at Bournemouth this afternoon, so 1-0 to us.
Yeah. So Nato, is he new this year? Is he somebody you picked up last year or new this year? Nato, is that his name? Nato?
Yeah, no, we were going to buy him in January. In this January window coming up, but then because we basically couldn't buy a striker we got to deadline day, and I don't know if you know, but we had a deal signed with a player who then when he was on the plane, he basically decided, no, actually, I don't fancy playing for Leeds. Can I try? I'm going to go to another team in France. Cut a long story short, he attended his medical at that team in France and failed his medical, and then we were like, all right, good luck with that, mate. Go back to wherever you were, sort of thing. So then we just quickly went, oh, Zurich, we'll give you an extra $1 million. Can we have him now to shut everyone up? And then at about 11:58 at night, we signed Nonto for about £4 million.
Okay, so Thunder Road does come through and confirms saw the goal. Yeah, the alert here was really it's real time, and everything else in the streaming world is always 30 seconds to a minute behind, which is ridiculous, right? With all this technology,
Thunder Road was a bit slow, wasn't he? A bit slow, Thunder Road. I think we might have to review the contract.
You had it. There you go. Oh, I saw this from Ray, and I was like, what is he saying? But yeah. But yeah.
I thought Ray was like on the toilet or something.
No. We've set our stall that it's only official when Thunder Road says that.
There you go. So Ray, you can't be jumping the gun here unless you're watching another game, which I believe you should be, right? It's Tonto per.
I mean, can't one of you in America watch like Man City and Everton, so we know what's going on there? And someone else. I mean, I can't really tell someone else to watch Fulham versus Southampton because I wouldn't want to watch it either.
God.
So
that you do that in Guantanamo Bay to get them to confess.
What else game did you say was on today? Oh, yeah.
Last season there was. It's genuinely true. There were rumours of prisoner torture at Guantanamo Bay, and they were basically saying if you don't do what you know to do, we'll make you watch Burnley versus Watford, which will definitely be a 0-0. And I've already told you the result. You're going to have to watch it.
And there's no way anyone's ever going to want to watch that without gouging their eyes out.
It was like, I'll confess to something I didn't even do. Just don't make me watch it.
I killed JFK. I swear I did. just stop. Just don't. I don't want to watch Burnley anymore.
Oh man. All right, so I got a couple of streams up over here, so I'll be able to.
Ray is right. It is Tonto.
Is that how you say it? But it's a G and a N.
No, it's a no. It is Nonto. But Paul Merson, when he scored once, called him Tonto multiple times, so he's now Tonto. Arsenal legend, your equivalent of Lionel Messi. To be fair, he was at the time.
Lionel Messi.
At the time, he was
2001.
Like in his pomp, like in the early 90s, he was your Lionel Messi. Like he
was our Lionel Messi until 1996.
Yeah, and then you actually got like. Well, I was about to say you actually got like yours. Yeah, I mean like Bergkamp is obviously then on
Bergkamp.
A different level.
Yeah.
But
no, but Merce was great. It was great. It was flying down the wings, crossing, scored some great goals. He was a good player. He was.
When Nonto scored against Bournemouth in the 4-3, when Merson was doing the like commentary for Sky Sports News, and he basically said, "Oh, someone sent." That's very kind. Very kind. It was like, "Oh, someone headed the ball out. I don't know who it was. It fell to Tonto, and then Tonto put it through for Somerville. I'm sure he didn't get the name Somerville right, but just kept going Tonto. And at the end of them, they made a joke about the Ranger, obviously, to the point where it was like, yeah, you definitely have the name wrong. And then about 5 minutes later, when the game ended, he started giving his review of the game and immediately started calling him Tonto again. And it was like, all right, whatever. It was like, when like your old granddad like can't get a name right. So it's just easier to be like you don't know, and we're just gonna go with what you say it is.
His name's Robert. Okay, Billy, but like,
yeah.
Just and the candidate for top scorer of the weekend, Faust from who is it? Who is it? Faust from Leicester City. Did you guys see that last night?
No.
I think he should be investigated. He needs to go. They need to like see if he like goes to the same betting shop as Ivan Toney, because 2 own goals.
There was on a cross. He kind of sticks a leg out basically at the ball and chips it over the goalkeeper to the far corner, goal. And then the next one, ball comes off the post. I don't know what he was thinking, but he just decided to just run through the ball. And there's a big goal in front of him, so he scored again.
He sounds absolutely flipping useless.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and both times the goalkeeper probably, did a good play. At least on the first one, he probably the goalkeeper would have got there, no problem. The second one, the ball hits the post, and you're like, yeah, I know, and could have been cleared. All he had to do was turn his body. He didn't do any of that. He just kind of just ran through.
I want to applaud Leicester's recruitment policy of selling a player for a lot of money and then replacing him with a player that is 100% definitely worse.
Yeah, about 100 times worse.
And then selling that player and replacing him with someone worse.
Yeah,
it's not the best recruitment strategy to get in the Champions League.
How's Rodgers still in the job? How the hell is Rodgers still in the job? I don't get it.
Yeah. And I just got an alert. So
we did a real charitable thing, basically, where we let them win. So it would keep him in a job, because then long term he'd lose even more matches.
Yeah, and the robot, or the Terminator, as some call him, was sitting in the box with unmarked, and ball gets to him and he puts it away. 24th minute, City up 1-0, home to Everton. So there you go. David Luiz Jr.
Erling Haaland scored.
Oh, yes, David Luiz Jr. He is David Luiz Jr. Yeah.
Haaland scored. What? Haaland?
Yeah, he scored again, man. He's got over double the amount of goals than Wolves. And I think he's equal with Man United on goals, if I recall.
I will say, I did feel, this is going to sound really pathetic, and it's true. It is pathetic. But when I saw the list of teams that Haaland scored more goals than, because it's an absurdly large list. It shouldn't even really be a statistic. But I was looking at it going, please don't have Leeds on this. Please don't have Leeds on this. Please don't have Leeds on. And I was like, oh, thank fuck. Haaland's not outscored us yet. He will at some point. But
that's crazy, right? Because people are thinking of 35-40 is easy, right? We're not even halfway through, and he's already over 20 now, right? So, So, Arsenal game was your favorite, Mr. Tom?
It certainly wasn't the two that that I'm going to have seen. But you know what? I think, obviously, your win against Chelsea. No, sorry. Your win against Tottenham was obviously a big statement. Same with Liverpool. I mean, a lot of you are probably going to say Liverpool, right? Because that's a massive win. But your game against Tottenham was no, we're actually not going to falter yet. Or you know what I mean. But especially after losing to Scum or to Man United, you were like, I was sat here going like, oh, but does that mean that you're going to beat everyone except the Big Six? But it's not true. I think you've beat nearly as many of the Big Six as we have. So, sorry,
Liverpool was good, but the fact that I got to see that North London derby, that and I think the Liverpool we played then and the Liverpool that is playing right now, totally different team right now. I believe we caught them you catch them at a good time. We caught them at a good time, and we punished them for it. Right. No matter what they did, we had an answer for it. So,
come on, Assemble. Don't ask me the question, but
yeah. So, Sam, I'll let you.
Ask me the question.
No, Sam. What's your answer for the favorite Arsenal match this season? I guess, or in 2022, it says. So I don't know. Is that a year or a season? So,
I think he's thinking about the year in general, so it could be a bit last season as well. Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think it's a Liverpool game for me because it's the team we've struggled to get anywhere close to beating for several years now, and to actually beat them quite comprehensively like we did, that was a real changing moment for us. I think defining moment for us to show that, even you got to remember, even though they weren't at their best, they're still Liverpool. They've still got very good players. They've still got Jurgen Klopp as their manager. They've still managed to beat us. They beat us with their kids in the League Cup. I mean, they're still a very, very good football team. And to actually beat them like that, I think that was sort of cemented the change that we were looking for, and became a very important game. And it was a great game to watch as well.
Cool. Ray thinks we would still. I mean, I think we could still beat them, but I think we did that. I mean, they might not get as much. They got some, what I would say, a lot easier goals than I would have liked them to get in that match. Right. A couple of times we got caught out there, and they took advantage, if I recall, from that match when they scored, similar to like the United match, right? I think same way we kind of got caught out there as well, if I recall from that match. So
yeah, United game was really terrible. We got caught being high up. Those two, they scored two very, very easy direct attacks.
Yeah.
We were pushing high.
The Assembled has another question. I want to answer this one first because I watch his show, and this guy's always on it. He says, "Who's the most deluded Spurs fan that you know?" And I don't know if any of you guys. I watch, was it Northside, and he has a guy on there, Deji, Spurs, I think is his name. He's the most deluded. For some reason, he thinks that they are primed to win the Champions League. And more than likely, they could finish outside the top 4 in the Premier League.
That sounds really, really good.
So he's like, I don't care. They finished 12th, but they finished the Champions League. It's like, are you serious? You think? What do you think you're gonna win the Champions League? Finishing 12th might, that I can't see it, but I would enjoy it for sure. So
okay.
So he's yeah.
Probably more chance for them winning their second Audi Cup.
Yeah, he doesn't count all Audi Cups, the FA Cups, the League Cups. He doesn't count those things. And I'm like, you know what team you're talking about, right? Have you seen your trophy cabinet? But yeah, I don't know if you guys know any fans or you've seen any of these deluded. I actually said that team.
No, go on, Gary.
No, you don't have any answers. That's cool.
What I was going to just quickly say was about like Ray bringing up Liverpool. I would actually find it quite dangerous playing Liverpool for the simple fact that they've managed to win football matches when every player on their team can't hit the target, and they're winning games.
Well, if you pay the other
team, the other team are happy to help you out. I mean, why wouldn't you be afraid of them? I'd be afraid that my players would suddenly turn into own goal merchants, and just imagine when like Nunes and that actually start scoring.
That's the problem. Can you imagine them scoring based on what you just said?
Not. I mean, I'd rather not. But I'm just saying, like, they're managing to win games when they're not shooting well. So, because everyone else is like, yeah, you know what? We don't want Tottenham in the top 4. We'll help. We'll give Liverpool a few points. But football.
Everybody. I think everybody thinks the Liverpool match. I guess I look at it differently because I went to it. I went to the North London derby, but yeah. Now, when based on what you said, you guys have all said beating Liverpool, meaning, and I haven't watched us beat Liverpool in a Premier League match, I believe, in a while, right? I think the one time we beat them was in the FA Cup run, I thought, right? But so yeah.
Yeah, they can, right? They can. I mean, they literally can. I think a particular match that they were in has hurt them, but they will recover from it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we pretend. I did hint that the assembled should have asked, "What was your favourite Leeds game this season?" But he didn't get the hint. I mean, I obviously need to get better at hints.
Let's wait and see if Colonel Ward gets in here, because then he'll probably ask that question.
Colonel Ward's my boy. I'd never tell him. Like, I want to be more like a dad. Like, he's secretly proud of his son, but he's never actually going to tell his son, so the son thinks that the dad hates him. Like, I want that kind of dynamic with me and Colonel. But did I just say I want to be an abusive father? The Colonel, that's a bit too much. Anyway, So what's that? Dinner's ready. Sorry. No. In all seriousness, I think I'm gonna answer my own question. So I'm undecided. Leeds beating Brentford to stay up, winning at Liverpool. Leeds beating Chelsea, all spicy. I wish I had 3 hands so I could do the juggling.
No, those were. I mean, as much as the one keeping you up is probably the most important. The beating the big boys is really, shows that there's something in there, right? You can on your day you can beat a big team, right? I mean, I hate the fact I hate the fact that Newcastle defeat at the end of the season basically to just pretty much call any chance of us getting top 4 out the window was a turning point, because I'm like, those 4 losses in that last 8 matches, basically one of them we turn around and we get, I think if we get a draw in one of them, then things are a little bit different for us, right? So I think we just had to draw against Newcastle, right? We didn't even, we didn't have to win any of those matches. We did nothing. So Adams just got put to the ground, and they playing the advantage. They're in the 34th minute here. Yeah, the assembled agrees with me.
We're still in this.
Yeah. Well, you are. And I was gonna say, as long as you guys keep pressing on their back line, you'll be fine. When
it seems a bit like Newcastle were getting on top a bit, but it's all right.
Yeah. When Newcastle is starting to push forward, it does look threatening for sure. And they're getting lots of space. Like Joe Linton, he had a chance, but he lost the ball there. He could have had a lot of space there to run up the left side. Got Willock coming up the left side now, and Tyler basically says no, get that ball out of here. Let's see, can Liverpool make top 4? Nunes has been scoring. It says Ray.
I still like pretending he hasn't. It's funny, isn't it? Well, to be fair, there are 4 points off the top. So top 4, sorry. So yeah, why can't they?
Yeah, like I said, the way that we played them, I don't think it's not going to be that type of game. We're going to have to play a lot better than we played against them, right? So and Leicester City did show that even at Anfield you can have a good game against them, and they did, except for the fact they kept putting the ball in their own goal. But and Leicester City did have opportunities to score. Vardy actually looked really young. They're going up and down the pitch. They're threatening them.
Vardy, that's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
Yeah, he actually looked good in that game.
Yeah, he's been off the ball for a long time.
Yeah. Everybody, Tom, he's in for Leeds. So there you go. You got more fans. Palace up 2, and looks like Eze with a nice score of goal off of a corner there.
He's a good little player, that one.
Yeah, and Leeds. Okay, is it? Yeah, it was Leeds, right? How they finished the last 10 minutes, or last 5 minutes of the half, right, against City. They got Tyler Adams. I think that's going to make a big difference, though. But it's under 10 minutes.
He's a good footballer.
And if he does it, almost got a ball in there. I think that was Aronson. The ball, it was a through ball. Goalkeeper comes up, but if Aronson gets a little touch on that, he should be he would be through on goal for sure. But goalkeeper made a really good stop there. Almiron gets the ball into the corner, and it's out for a corner kick for the Toon Army, as they call it, or whatever they call it. So Almiron always has that look like, I gotta go. It's like, I gotta go. I don't know why he has that look. But yeah, Trippier's about to put a corner. Yeah. Did City score again? No, this is showing the you see Harlan take that shot. You've seen many a player have to reach back and get that ball and put it into goal, and you're like, that's a tough one. And then he does it, and you're like, oh, well, yeah. You know, I mean, I know he's a robot, so it's probably easy for him. But
that guy's just a machine, isn't he? He really is.
Yeah. This is a tough game here in Leeds. Leeds is playing good. Tally just got upended, but they're not going to call it because they're not calling much. Willock gets the ball in. Nope, gets turned away. Joe Linton tried to take it from like 50 yards and blocked. It's like you got Nanto is going up the left side here. He's got a man on the outside. He tries to squeak through there. Rodrigo does take a shot and gets blocked easily, but corner coming up. Sorry about that little rundown.
No, please do. It feels like classic Leeds Newcastle, classic Premier League. It should be in the Premier League. We've played in the Championship, and it's always been weird because it's like neither of us should be here.
No, this is definitely back and forth, and it's he's swallowing his whistle, which is good. Both teams can't be complaining about how the referee is doing his thing. Got Harrison about to take this corner, I think. No, oh no, he's talking to who's he talking to?
I can tell you what's going to happen. He's going to have a little discussion with Aronson probably, and he'll put the corner, and it won't even make it past the front post.
It made it front post, but it was a little deep, and it was a little closer to the 18 than it was to the goal. And oh no, it could have been a PK there. The attacker, I can't think of his name because I can't see his shirt. A Scar gets into the box. Tyler Adams, I think, is in front of him. He tries to, I think he goes down a little easy there. But Tyler Adams is in front of him. He just goes down too easy. Yeah. Adams is right there, and that's probably the difference between how you played against City and how you're playing today. You've got Tyler Adams. Aronson is chasing down Scar. Footballer. Yeah, Aronson is chasing down Scar, and Tyler Adams is just there waiting for him. Then he goes down easy, and the referee says, nah. I mean, he goes down as soon as Tyler Adams reaches his arm out. Yeah.
Exactly sort of footballer I like in my team. Committed like a dog.
Just waved away.
On your heels constantly.
And say, what is it? Mr. The Assemble says Leeds will win, lose, or draw. What do you think, Mr. Tom?
I think we're going to win.
There you go. I'm not sure they got away with that one. The way the way this game's being called, he's not going to call that. I mean, there have been worse fouls in the middle of the pitch, and he's let him go. That was kind of like
without seeing it, I'm inclined to say it probably wasn't, because with a Newcastle home crowd, and let's be fair, they are now part of a Big Seven. If it remotely had a chance of being a penalty, it would have been given as a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, he went down as soon as like I said, as soon as Tyler Adams stuck his arm out, like to get in position, he was going down. So by the time there was contact, he was already like Superman, you know. So
yeah, I mean, obviously, I haven't seen it, and you have, but my instinct is to say that with that crowd baying, if there was remote contact sort of thing, it would have been given.
He's
So
got
for it
Nanto
to
here.
not
He goes.
be given,
Nanto is just. It was attacking. Trippier trips him up. Call was made. Of course, it was an easy one. Now he's got a little row with the official here, but that one's an easy one. You chased him down and then tripped him up. What are you supposed to do? You're not supposed to foul him. I'm listening to
he's very good at those.
You got a yellow card for that.
It's like the Man City Newcastle game where he was sent off and then it was rescinded to a yellow, but it was like you knew what you know. It's a tactical foul. Like you know what you're doing.
Trippier tried to reach out and it looked like he almost got him on the neck, and then Nanto just went down. And of course they're gonna call it. I mean, he's all over him when he does it, but if he, he came from behind. It's everything. It's just like And is it Trippier? Everybody would say Trippier is the reason why Newcastle is as good as they are, and it's probably their best player.
He's been playing very well for Newcastle. He suits their style of play very well.
He's on a yellow now, and Nato is going to be going after him probably.
He didn't have a very good time for England. The few minutes he got for England wasn't very good, but he's been very good for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if anyone knew. Fulham were 1-0 up against Southampton. Apologies if it was mentioned, but
I did get an alert, and I didn't want to mention it. It was two.
Let me see.
There was two at some point, but then it was called back for.
Hang on.
Here we go, Sam.
Just listening to all the people bothering about that result at the moment. No one cares.
Sam, we got a question for you. Sam, do you believe Arsenal actually signed someone?
Yes, I think we're going to sign Mudryk. I think he's pretty much on his way. They just need to get the structure of the deal in place in terms of what is going to be paid up front and what's going to be paid at different stages along the line in the future. I don't think we're going to go for João Felix. I think that's a bit too much. I think we'll probably make one more signing for the squad. Some player who's going to help fill out the squad somehow, I think. So yeah, I do think we'll sign someone, and I think that it'll happen pretty quickly in the window as well. I think Mudryk's going to happen pretty quickly.
Yeah. You think, but Felix gives us better odds to play for.
He's definitely better than Nketiah, definitely. I mean, I would play him instead of Nketiah all day long, but Felix for me is a bit overrated. I know probably a lot of people going to react to that. Probably a lot of people going to react to that and bite on that, but for me, I haven't seen him play very many games, but the games I've seen him play for Portugal and for Atletico Madrid, he's skillful. He's young, skillful, which is, people love that combination. He's quite pacey as well. He's not lightning quick, but he's quite pacey. But I just see him miss chances. He's that type of player again. He misses chances, and But I'd rather have him than Nketiah, that's for sure. But I think if the deal's right, because there was talk of us maybe being able to get him for the right kind of deal or something with Atletico, they're willing to sell him for some kind of decent price. I don't know, but if we can get him for a decent price, okay, fine. But he's not a player I want to pay another 80, 90, or 100 million for.
What I was thinking, though, was if they just take him for the loan at the least.
Or if he was available on loan, why not?
I think that's what they want. I think Atletico want.
I thought there was some talk of him being able to go for like 50 million or something like that, but I might have got that wrong. But anyway,
I was surprised they bought him.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought it was just a loan, and then they want people to start bidding on him, right?
Yeah, that could be a way. A loan with an option to buy or something like that.
No option to buy.
I think it's actually quite. It's quite hard to gauge how good he actually is because they bought him for a lot of money, but they're the worst team to go to if you're an attacking player. Like, if you want to develop as an attacking player, I don't get why you would go there. Now, people say, they're a Champions League team, they're a big club. Yeah, but they play defensive football. Success is off the back that no one scores past them. you are not going to thrive there as a young attacking player.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good he actually is, because they obviously don't play in a way that makes him look good, because he doesn't.
Yeah, it's a matter of style, as Assembled said. Yeah, you're right. It can be a matter of style. Maybe he suits the Premier League better than he does the Atletico Madrid style in the Spanish league. Maybe it's better with Arsenal. Certainly, that could be the case. He's a young, very skillful player. Like I said, I'd rather have him than Nketiah. If we can loan him and bring him in, and I'll definitely play him ahead of Nketiah. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
I should have said this 48 minutes ago. I do apologise for my conduct if there happens to be a goal at St James's Park or Sports Direct Arena or whatever they call it these days. Okay, especially if it goes to Leeds. Okay, because sometimes I'm not in control of my faculties. Okay, so just. Gary, did you ever happen to see the video that was filmed immediately after Leeds beating Liverpool? Because that was a bit wild. I believe it was about. It was 38 minutes of me just sitting there going, yes, 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 yes.
Just don't put Hulk Hogan into any of your orifices.
Okay, I don't know where that came from.
Can't promise that.
I don't know. Reddy's got a good question here, and I've already got an answer for it. Which manager is probably out?
I think it's going to be between Moyes and Rodgers. I think Moyes is on a thin. I think David Moyes' career at West Ham is hanging from a thin thread right now.
So,
I must say to Ray, I am I'm lucky in that my team are not boring, which I think is the worst thing you can be in football, apart from bad. But we are bad, but it's frustrating. But at least you still get those moments where you are actually brilliant. Whereas you get a lot of teams like, let's say, Southampton, where it's like, I can't imagine what it's like supporting them. It's just like, even if they win, it's like,
it's a roller coaster, isn't it? Like Ray's. I think Ray's on Sesame Street, and he's got his word of the fucking year or something. Roller coaster. He uses it all the time. Roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster. It's like he's trying to promote Six Flags or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Tony? I assume this is the Tony with an E, the Assembled. Well, he's probably might be out for a bit, and two.
That means Tony Turner.
He might be out also with a suspension, so it may not even matter for a while. Because I don't know. I heard Ray talking about it. I think it was the other day. Tony, I believe he got hit in the air and he just came down on his leg, and they stretched him off. So he might be out for a bit. So I think that's the Tony. I don't think he's talking about Shipwreck, Tony Turner, whatever we call that guy on, but yeah. He might be better, but I think he might actually, like I said, be injured. So that might be good or bad depending on how you look at it. So, yeah. Leicester have been more patient with Rodgers. You know what, Leicester though, based on the way that they played yesterday, they do have a decent team there if they can get it together and play a little bit more consistent. But that was.
I think it's similar to West Ham. They assume they're going to be too good to go down, and they can make a change in summer if need.
Yeah, but they have yesterday they played really well. It could have been 1-0 to them easy. Could have been 1-0 to them easy, and
they're poor. The results have been poor for a long time, haven't they? I mean, Leicester, they haven't been putting results together for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the fact that they don't have an answer for Vardy, and he can't give them 90 minutes every game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah. What's happening to Leicester is what I foresaw about 7 years ago, where you've given him the new contract, which he obviously deserved. That's not the issue, but you've not planned for the situation realistically where no one was going to want, and no one of similar quality is going to want to join and be second fiddle to him. So whenever he's fit, he'll play.
Didn't they have what's happened to what's his face? That is he? They sold him. That was that Iheanacho, whatever his name was.
I think he's still there.
Is he injured?
Because he was a big. I don't think he's panned out either, has he? Because he was a huge talent, very talented young player. I think they sort of saw him coming through, but he just hasn't been able to do it, has he?
He was a shrewd gamble on their part. Like, because if it turned out good, then they've got another Vardy for 10 years. But obviously, Vardy peaked very late. Yeah. But they obviously couldn't go out and get someone of a similar stature or goal scoring record because no one will want to go there to sit on the bench whenever Vardy's fit or fancies playing.
Yeah.
So the only way they'd ever get a good strike partnership is when Vardy doesn't want to play football anymore and retires, essentially.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, isn't it? Because, like I say, again, it's like with Arsenal, with our midfield issue, where we want to bring in someone who, when Partey inevitably, is injured or going to go out to the African Cup of Nations again, we want someone who can come in and you're not going to really have that, drop in quality. But it's so difficult because Partey is literally one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League. Who are you going to find who's going to come in and be at that level and not want to play? It's like that's the thing. I think too many people think in lines of Football Manager and FIFA, and I don't think in terms of reality where what player you're actually going to bring in who's going to sit on the bench willingly every week and say, yeah, go on, Thomas, you just play and I'll just sit here and drink my Gatorade and it's okay. Obviously the players at that level, they want to play week in, week out.
Yeah.
You forget, people forget a lot of footballers don't have 20-year careers. They have a finite amount of time to make the most money they can. And the way to make the most money you can is to play football and show that you're worth it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. When you're at that level, you want to play week in, week out because you want to be a part, you want to be in, with your national team. You want to be, playing with them. You don't get to play for your national team if you're not playing football. And also you want to play at the highest level as well. So, you want to be in a Champions League team playing for them. That's what I'm saying. So to find someone for us, to find someone as good as Partey, there's all this talk about Declan Rice and whoever, Declan Rice is not going to come to Arsenal and play every third game. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you're not even going to even consider Rice if he's not going to be a starter for you because it makes absolutely no sense. So
he's an 80 to 100 million pound player at the moment. There's no way you're going to bring in someone like that and just put him on the bench. He's going to start games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Thomas Partey on the bench is that's not where you want him, right? And all that because now our style is sort of suited to Thomas Partey's way of playing. We've eventually started to gel there now with his style of play. So it's a really difficult situation. Who do you bring in, who's going to actually, give us the level we want without wanting to play every single game that's going to sort of know their place, so to speak. For me, you got to go with talent. We've got to find someone who's really talented, who can come in and do a good job, but we don't expect them to be quite as good as Partey, but still do a good job. And they know their place. Okay, they're developing. They're not going to be able to start every game for the next couple of seasons or so, and do it from there. That's what I think we've got to do.
I hear you. Yeah, no, for sure. No, I mean, for me, in January at least, based on what we did last. We lost Mr. Tom. Hopefully, he'll be back. For me, it is a case of just we need numbers. So if they can bring in the numbers to help us, because I think for me, like I said, it's all about can we increase our.
It's not just numbers, is it, Gary?
No, but it's got to be numbers that help us increase our chances of whatever the current goal.
Yeah, I mean, of course we need the numbers, but the numbers there have to be able to do something, right? That's the thing. They have to be able to give us something They can't just be a warm body you put on the pitch, like, oh, you know, they're just going to run on there and go through the motions. Yep. They have to be able to actually give us something, right? And that is the tricky part. That is the actual, you know, conundrum. Because El Neni does a good job, right? But he's very limited in his style. You know, he's like we say, and El Neni's great to bring on at the end of a game. He's a good closer. He's a good player to bring on, you know, maybe 1 or 2 games when you need him. You know, if Partey's out for 1 or 2 games. But if you need, you know, if El Neni's going to have to play for a month or 2 months, that's when you start getting problems, because we can't do what we want to do with El Neni, you know, playing regularly.
True. And at that point, it definitely has to be a rotation of him and Sambi, anyways, because like you said,
and Sambi's not even, and Sambi's admitted, and everyone says this. Sambi's, you know, we keep comparing him. I'm not talking about we in terms of us here, but fans keep comparing him to Thomas, you know, to Partey. Like, oh well, you know, he's not as good as Partey. You can't compare them. They're not the same role.
Yep.
You know, he's more of a Xhaka, that type of. He wants more of a Xhaka type role. That's what Sambi wants.
Yeah,
he's more suited to that type of role. He's not a defensive midfielder, so we need to bring in someone. For me, I think we need to bring in a talented defensive midfielder. There must be players out there. I mean, I don't watch all the leagues and all the players, but you know, that's what we have scouts for, and all these statistical systems now as well that keeps an overview of all the players. Surely there must be some talents out there that we can, you know, look at and bring in, you know, someone who can come in and really do a good job for us, you know, without needing to play every game.
True. But you know what? And at least the thing for me is, one, everybody says it's because he's a little light, but for me, it's more the mentality, because Tyler Adams, I think, plays a similar position, and it's more about mentality and the aggressive nature in your play.
Yeah.
In that position, that's key.
Oh,
and he is not.
He
is not an aggressive player in the sense that he will probably shy away from getting in there, you know, and making a play on a ball with a guy coming at him, kind of thing. He's not going to probably do that. He's going to hesitate just a fraction every time, and then he's always going to be behind. So, that's fine, because certain people play different ways. He's not going to play. He's not going to play that way. Like on the other end, you've got Xhaka, who will play that way, but is a little too far out of control when he does. So it's a mentality he just doesn't have, which is fine. But once they figure that out, that's when I was like, well, you should go out there and find somebody else, because.
Well, I see the assembled as mentioned someone for RB Leipzig, a 19-year-old, and I don't really know who it is, but that is the type of team, like that type of team. You know, these teams like RB Leipzig and you know, like the those teams who are very good at talent development. You know, these are the type of teams you want to look at their squads, and you know, maybe there are some players there that we can use. You know, we can bring in. We definitely need a 19-year-old, solid, dynamic defensive midfielder who's good at tackling. You know, who's got good movement. You know, who's you know, has got a bit of speed to him, and you know, he's not worried of tackling. That, you know, if you can bring in someone like that, you know, it would be great. That's the style. You know, they've got to be able to have that dynamic movement to them. You know, not be worried about a tackle, and you know, have the ability to break up play. You know, and let's see if we can bring in someone like that. I think it's difficult, very difficult, that one.
No, for sure. And as people have said, there isn't a handful of players that do what Partey does.
No.
Right? Like you know, they say Casemiro might be similar to him. You know,
yeah, we're not getting Casemiro, are we?
You know, so it's like, if there isn't that many, then that means that you're gonna tap Partey until he can't do any more for you. But then you have to have a plan B where he's not playing, because right now we know for us durability is key and availability is key, and whatever we do when he's out.
No one's talking about Basuma anymore. Everyone was all raging about Basuma, and everyone stopped talking about him, haven't they?
I think that's because of where he is. They're not once again, you go to a team and they don't utilize you the right way, you're gonna look like your form is dropped. But it's the way you play, and it's whether you even get. He's not starting. He was starting right for Brighton. He barely starts for them now, and I don't think he gets to play the way
he went to Tottenham, didn't he? He went to Tottenham.
Yeah. So I don't think like I remember when we played Brighton, whatever it was last year, and it's like that's the kind of defender we want. He's going to track back. He's going to recover the ball when we lose it in the midfield, and he was doing that. He did it against us, and I was like, all right, there you go. That's what we want from a player. Goes there, and you don't see that player anymore, right? So we got the scores here. I guess the second half is starting up. Newcastle and Leeds are 0-0. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, they got a 2-goal lead there. Fulham's up 1-0 against Southampton and City, and it has a goal up on Everton. So there you go. Mark Roca is coming in, it looks like, for Leeds.
What I want to know is, does Tom have a tactics truck for us today?
Does he have a what?
Tactics truck.
A little bit. It's a little.
Has he washed those smelly fingers?
Oh.
I totally forgot that was a thing that I do. Excuse me a moment while I make one.
You're gonna wash them up?
You know what? I got one. Just off the top of my head, I got one.
This is it. This is why he's paid the big bucks. He just got stuff at the top of his head.
It's 1970. We're in Mexico City, baby. You know what it's going to be, don't you, Sam?
We talk about Pele now.
Goalkeeper takes the ball, gives it out to Charzinho, gives it out to another Zinho, and there's probably another Zinho in the team. Gives it, goes out left. There's a pass. There's a defence splitting pass, which wouldn't be out of place in modern football, even though it was 52. Well, tomorrow, 53 or 52 and a half years ago, however you want to slice it. Ball cuts through the Italian defence like an Italian trying to avoid a war, and basically falls out, and Pele just slides the ball across with the absolute grace of Fred Astaire to Carlos Alberto, who flies in like a pelican. I don't know how pelicans fly, not a point. And then he just booms the ball into the net with just grace and aplomb. And it's great because they battered Italy, right? So, tactics truck, Pele, Carlos Alberto. Beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
And that is very suitable because what a legend he was. Passed away. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. And yeah, wow, what a legend, eh? What a fantastic player. So that tactics truck was very suitable, very good.
Good job.
He scored some amazing goals. And to think he started his professional career at 15. He played for the World Cup. He played for Brazil in the World Cup at 17.
In the final was 17 as well.
He actually won 3 World Cups. I mean, that's amazing to win 3 World Cups. That's pretty good going.
Yeah. Well, Lionel Messi, the GOAT, basically tried 5 times.
Yeah.
I mean, he succeeded. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. But it shows how hard it is to actually do it. And people are going to go, oh, yeah, but the World Cup was a lot smaller back then and all this. It was still the 16 best teams in the world, in theory. Yeah.
No, but how old was he when he won the first one, right?
17.
You know what I mean? So it's not like he was doing it like, he was a seasoned veteran or whatever doing this. He was contributing in his teens. Right, and then you look at a Messi who might have been the maestro, as they call it, but was he winning the World Cup at 17?
One of his goals I'm sure it's actually the final in 1958. It's in black and white, so obviously you don't see the footage all that much going around. But he basically he's like got his back to a player, and he basically lobs the ball up in the air, runs around the player, and volleys it in. I mean, that's the sort of stuff where if it happened now, you'd be seeing it all week on the news. Yeah. Like, oh, look what Wayne Rooney did, or look what Messi did.
Well, that's the thing. You got to remember that back when he was, that stuff must have been like from outer space back then. You think about it, these guys were just playing standard, knock the ball around football, and all of a sudden Pele comes in and he's, you know, doing all these incredible moves, knocking the ball over people, nutmegs, all of this stuff. They must have thought he came from outer space or something. It's like he actually created a whole new, you know, way of playing football.
Yeah,
Oh, go on, Gary. Nothing.
No. You can continue.
No, it's nothing major. Just he was the first player. Like when I got into football around 1994, he was basically the first player that like was the recognised the godfather of football. Basically, I mean, we didn't say that at the time, but he was.
Yeah.
He was a guy that obviously I would have never seen play like that. Like Dad talks about, or like with that reverence of like exactly. What a player he was, sort of thing.
And then when you had the all-star team that went to America, all the greats that went to America to try and, you know, launch football in America and make it popular, launch their new league and all that. It was in 75 or something like that. They went over there. You had Cruyff, you had Beckenbauer, you had, you had all the greatest players that ever played the game that were still alive, you know, who still had something about them, went over there to launch and, you know, create all the promotion and everything. And even they were all saying, well, Pele's on a different level. So when you got all those great guys, you know, you got the Cruyffs, you got the Beckenbauers, these guys, and even they say Pele's a different level. So that's when you know that guy was special.
Joe Linton might have gotten away with something there. It looks like he took a swipe at Roca. I don't know if he connected or not, but he definitely put some hands on him. Roca goes down. Joe Linton tries to play with the ball, and then he definitely puts an arm into the facial area. They're looking for a card, but I don't think it's going to come. But yeah,
send him off really.
Yeah, I saw somebody put something up, and you know, is Pele, Michael Jordan, and Muhammad Ali, and it's like,
yeah,
who does Messi knock Pele off that list? Are you talking about like I keep talking about the greatest of all time?
Who? Sorry, what did you say?
Pele, Michael Jordan, and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Does Messi knock
anybody
off? You know what I mean? Like that's a strong list, right? And
yeah, but you see, the one thing no one takes into account is the time. You know, you can't really compare eras of sport because so much has changed in terms of how the sport is played. You know, the way it's played, the equipment, everything that's around it. You know, it's so different. You got to remember when Pelé was playing football pitches were just shit. Most of them, you know, they were just, you know, mud. Most of them he was playing on, and to be able to do what he did technically, skillfully, you know, basically on mud and all these uneven pitches, you know, it's like I would even say that's why I also rank Maradona. I rank Maradona higher than Ronaldo and Messi because what Maradona was doing on uneven pitches and crappy pitches, you know, you got to remember Ronaldo and Messi, they're playing. Of course, they've got incredible skill, their physical ability, everything. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they are right up there, you know, amongst the best ever. But they're playing on lovely conditioned pitches in optimum conditions. Yeah. They grew up in real proper football academies. You know, there wasn't a football academy when Pele grew up. He grew up on the streets kicking oranges. Yeah. Right? The same with Maradona. He didn't grow up in a football academy. He grew up on the streets of Buenos Aires. You know, this is the thing. You know, you got to remember this, that these guys were conditioned on the streets and, you know, what they did was amazing. And Maradona single-handedly won the Italian league for Napoli. That guy in 1984 won the Italian league basically single-handedly. That is pretty special.
Yeah. And like you said, the one thing that sports does now is they protect their players. Like Michael Jordan might have been one of the last, like,
and Michael Jordan
best players.
That level.
No, but the reason why I brought it up is because back then, if you remember those slugfests they would have with the Nets and the Pistons, right? those games were like, blood wasn't drawn, but people were sore the next day for sure.
Yeah.
Now, like in most sports, they're all protected. The attacking players, the offensive players are always protected now, and they don't get put down. They don't even get put down hard anymore. It's just a bump, and they go down, right?
Exactly. And you want to see Maradona, right? The game Maradona played against England in 1986, that Hand of God game, right? Yes, what he did was cheating. It was terrible. It was disgusting. All that. Yes. But if you actually watch the game back, you watch the game like in real time, the recording of the game, they went after him like dogs. They were kicking lumps out of him, Maradona. He was, they were kicking him all over that pitch. And back then, the referees didn't really give you a yellow card unless it was something really bad, right? It was a real physical game back then. And they were kicking lumps out of him and kicking him when he was on the ground. The English guys, they were tough guys. They were really that's what they're trying to do. They put him off his game. But despite kicking lumps out of him, all of what they were doing to him, he ran rings around them. He had that incredible goal, that solo goal, right, in that game. And he was just running rings around the England team. That's how good this guy was, and for me, Maradona is right up there with Pelé. But yeah, Pelé was just a level above because he was the guy who started all of this. He was the guy who started all that, the fancy skill, footwork, and everything. And he inspired the Brazilians to, they had a fantastic generation of players that came through, and he inspired them to play, beautiful football and all of that. It's I think it's difficult to compare eras. Like I said, it's not really fair to compare that era to the modern era.
It isn't always the era as well as it's the influence on the game, right?
Yeah.
Like who is out there right now emulating Messi right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people emulated Michael Jordan. That's modern basketball almost. Probably not now, not what we see now and when he played, but that's when you talk about the GOATs, because then people emulate you.
Yeah, you had
player,
like
right?
you had Kobe, you had LeBron.
Yeah, they all wanted to be like him, right? Yeah. So Messi right now, I think he's really good, but who's out there? Can anybody emulate him? Is it even like something that you could try to accomplish to be like him? It seems like not. So it's like he broke the mold, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's picking up that skill set. Whereas you can look at those old videos of Pele and then look at some of the modern football players, and they're doing exactly the same things he was doing, 50 years ago. And it's like, oh, okay, that's how you change the sport, right? That's how you put your name on the map, as they say.
But when you're looking at when he was mentioning the three greats, like Pele, Jordan, and Ali, Jordan that is absolutely special as well, because that guy basically single-handedly won how many championships for
8 years or something like that.
Of course, he probably wouldn't have done it without the likes of Scottie Pippen and the team he had around him at Chicago. But still, I mean, some of those games he played in the playoffs, he single-handedly won some of those games.
Rodman.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman as well.
Rodman, like he always had that defender, right? Because it was Horace Grant was a defender, and then it was Rodman later in the next go around. So he always had the defender, and he always had a big lump in the middle to help him out, right? And it was Luke Longley, and then it was the other guy. They were really slow. I forgot his name now, but yeah, they always had pieces to the puzzle for sure. Each season that he won, he needed a shooter. He had Steve Kerr, and he had the other shooter that also was hitting threes late in games and stuff like that. So
yeah,
they put the pieces around him. All right, they put the pieces around him, and Messi, I think, had better pieces around him than probably most.
Well, look at Barcelona.
Teams,
Barcelona had an amazing team, right? Messi was still the best player in a very, very good Barcelona team. But yeah, no, I mean it's very difficult to compare these eras and the situations they're in. But yeah, for me, Pele still at the top.
Yeah, so a question for you guys, because I don't know who this John Bozeman.
Yeah, it's changed football, right? It changed the whole idea of the contract.
In 1995, basically, he went out of contract, and basically, he was the first player that took a team to court to be able to join another team for free, and he won, which is why when a player is out of contract, Sol Campbell joined Arsenal because of him, basically. Because Sol Campbell was allowed to start negotiating with teams 6 months before the contract ended. Whereas before him, before the player, basically, players, all would happen if a player fell out of contract, he would get another contract because players just didn't generally leave their club until they were sold. But the club weren't willing to sell him, but he didn't want to re-sign, which it sounds absurd now because you just think, but he basically argued that football should be just like any other employment where he's under contract. He's no longer under contract. He should be allowed to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
And basically net himself the signing on fee was part of his argument. But and he won.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, that's cool. No, I think I have heard that story before. Yeah, BJ Armstrong, the babyface point guard, looks still probably the same right now, and he's in his 50s. So, yeah, really good team there. But that's pretty cool, John Bozeman. Like I said, I think I have heard that story before. But
that's when all the free transfers started to happen. It completely changed the game. You know, teams were getting so pissed off.
It took a few years for players to actually realise they could do it.
Yeah.
So that's why it was more prevalent in the late 90s compared to like when it actually happened.
Yeah.
It basically gave the rights to player power.
Yeah. Struck put a foul on Almiron here. Got a yellow, free kick coming. Gets pretty much cleared out of the box. And Newcastle looks like they're trying to get this second goal and finish this thing off.
Second goal is 0-0, isn't it?
Sorry, trying to get the first goal and trying to get it's late. It's 60th minute. You're right. It is still 0-0. Sorry. Yeah.
You scared me for a second.
Sorry.
Like refreshing my phone down. They scored.
No. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for that. Yeah, that was my bad. My bad.
You killed me, and you haven't even over it.
I'm sorry. I was not trying to do that because I actually do want to see. I want to see you happy. So, and that will make me happy. Me and Sam will be happy too if you're happy. So
I'll be happy to get out of here with a point. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's looking like that could happen. I mean, I think they are starting to impose their will on the game, of course, because they can.
I would expect them to. They're third and we're 15th.
Yeah. I like I said, I think the Leeds just needs to they need the consistency, and it's going to take a bit of time, right? They're getting better pieces each day, and now they've got a good 11.
We have more friendly January than December.
Yeah, well, I think we don't. It's funny, we don't have an easy January, but we only got 4 matches, right? So, but the ones we do are pretty. They could hurt if it goes. If we have a January like last year, even though I think we're better suited for this one. So, 61st minute, got a corner coming up here. Any new scores? It's 1-1 in the Fulham Southampton game. Prowse has scored 2 goals.
Prowse has started to score a lot this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he scored in the 32nd minute own goal and in the 56th minute for his own team. So there you go. I think City is still up 1-0. Of course, Newcastle and Leeds are 0-0, and Bournemouth, who was my upset pick, is losing to Crystal Palace. I knew that was a stretch when I chose it, and even everybody was making complaints, talking about it on the show on Thursday that might be a good 3 points for me to get if they won, but not so much. Crystal Palace has too much for them. I didn't say Leeds. What is this? I didn't say Leeds would win this on a counterattack. I did say, oh, yeah, they're going to have to do that because they are defending a lot right now. One of the Leeds players punched at the ball as it was being thrown to the out of bounds. I think that was Tyler Adams, smart player, slowing down Newcastle. So
he's shrewd, that man.
Yeah.
He's a shrewd one.
Oh, that should have been put on goal, but that guy is not a scorer for them, I don't think. He was sitting in front of the goal and basically did a partay. I don't know his name, if that's Scar or not, but really good attack. Yeah. And I did get a good alert. I got a good alert coming, so I got a good alert coming.
Everton have scored, have they?
Yes.
Yes, I got a good alert, like I said. I got a good alert. So hopefully there's no VAR check because, this is being played in Manchester. So let's see how this happens. The ball was intercepted, and the attack comes up the left side. It's got 2-on-4 right now. Delayed attack. Ball goes. Oh, he slipped. Oh my gosh. Oh, the attacker. Who is that? Ramsey, right? Is that Ramsey? No, who is that? It is Ramsey, right? So is that his name, Ramsey? For Everton? Jalen Ramsey? Right, yeah. He gets the ball right inside the box in the corner, and you see him slip. Defense froze. He gets back up, takes a shot, puts it in the far corner. Everybody's standing still. They didn't.
Damari Gray, are you thinking of?
Oh, Jamal. Yeah, sorry. Is it Damari Gray? Why do I have Ramsey in my head?
Ramsey plays for Villa.
All right. All right, I don't know where. Okay. Damari Gray, that's right. He slips, and you see the defense freeze for a second, and everybody freezes because he slips, and then just takes the shot, and by that time it's too late. Everybody is frozen and lost their way. It was a really good shot taken to the far corner, and wow. There you go. So City is 1-1 with Everton, which is good for us as well. And everybody's happy about that, right?
Or you can make your lead even bigger.
That'd be nice.
Potentially, yes.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want Man City to score again, though, because Everton are more down my end of the table.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, all these matches kind of hurt you if the better team wins, right?
They hurt you. I need the top six to basically win every match that isn't against Leeds at the moment. So, but well, I can't affect it. I'm just sitting here observing and commentating. So
it's 65 minutes into most games here. Yep. Ray has just confirmed it. So our on-site reporter, he said he was going to pick Everton. He did not pick Everton. Huh?
He's going to say it's a roller coaster in a minute. Just wait.
He will say roller coaster. Yeah.
Please do it, Ray. Please do it. It'd be so funny.
Say roller coaster more than what's his face? That the guy from the Irish singer who fucking used to be, was it Westlife, wherever he was. Ronan Keating, that's it. Life's a roller coaster. You can't fight it, whatever the fuck it is.
Got a free kick for Newcastle. 67 minutes. That was really good. It actually was good. Yeah. That's good.
Don't make me do Donald Trump.
Oh no! Come on. There's a yellow card. Looks like coming.
What does Donald make of Everton's performance so far?
Everton, they're just the best. I've heard they're the best.
I might mute you because I really don't like that.
Yeah, they're the best team in Europe. I heard, where are they from? Birmingham. I can't quite, but I just know they got a lot of ham there. My trade secretary tells me they got a lot of ham, and they're just the best. My treasury secretary tells me they're the best. Ivana's been there apparently with Jared, and they both say it's just the best place. Everyone tells me it's the best. It's such a great place to be. It's just the best of all. Just right next to Birmingham, where they make a lot of ham, apparently. Dr. Fauci told me. Yeah. And they just make a lot of ham. It's just the best. It's just the best. You can't make this stuff up, Gary. It's just the best there is.
Yeah. Now it would be nice to see the score stay the same. Newcastle is getting shots, but they are getting parlayed over the road. They're hitting Rosette. They're hitting Rosette right now. Amon makes a good play, gets the ball back. Longstaff takes it from distance and skies it.
I didn't think it would be an easy afternoon. So
no, they are, as I said, they are getting what they want. They're just not able to put the ball anywhere near the goal.
Oh, look at Ray trying to impress us with his discography in his little brain.
I never heard of this song.
He's not trying, he is impressing us.
No one's heard of it. It's a B-side from Blood Sugar Sex Magic or something like that, probably.
The lineup for our Arsenal match has just been confirmed. So let's see. Let's go to that. Let's see who we got. Here we go. Where is it?
Oh, yeah, the team should be announced now.
Yeah, so let's see. Arsenal. Does Arsenal announce it usually first, or who does?
We should go out pretty quickly.
Yeah, somebody said it's been announced. I just got an alert saying it's been announced. So let's see here.
Let's have a look.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Twitter hasn't shown it yet, which is weird. Let's come on. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, come on. Arsenal should be announcing it. Come on. This refresh is taking a while. So the lineup is as follows. You've got Ramsdale in goal. You've got a back line of White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Zinchenko is back in the starting lineup. Yay. You've got, I believe it's a midfielder, Partey, Xhaka, and Erdogan.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a front line attack of our usual Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah up top.
Right. Well, that's pretty much
nice.
Maximum.
That's the best we can do with. Yep, and we've got Turner on the bench with Tierney and Tomiyasu, Cedric, Holding, El Neni, Lankonga, Vieira, and Marquinhos. So, we've got definitely have the defense that we need if we need to close this thing down. Vieira would be nice to see him go. So yeah.
Yep, as Ray says, full strength team. That's pretty much the best team we can put out there now, based on who we've got available. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can put together the performance we need.
Yeah. And I know we always bring up Nketiah, but Nketiah is the one that needs to, we need to not have. I would rather not have to say his name in the negative. Let's just say that.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
He looked decent against West Ham again, and he actually managed to score a decent goal. You got to give him credit for that. But again, he misses too many chances. He's got to start putting these chances away.
Yeah. And for him, that is the thing that, yes, Jesus misses as well, but Nketiah, he has to, because that's the one thing that's the primary thing we're going to get from him, So he's going to be in front of goal. He's got to put it away. So yeah. So the empty head and the Newcastle, still 0-0 in the 72nd minute here. 72nd minute also at the empty head, same thing. So, but that was a nice score there from Damari Gray, though. Like I said, He slipped just enough, froze everybody, and then got the shot off.
Is that your kids? Is that your kids visiting you, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't like unmute yourself, did you? Because we could hear everything beforehand. Okay, I thought you pressed the button or something. I was like, we can hear everything. We can hear them. They're having fun. Let's just say that.
France can hear them.
Bless them.
Yeah. All right. So you got a Yeah. So Meslier boots it long and basically just turned around and goes back the other way. I think Leeds needs to slow this thing down. That long ball is not working. It's just giving the ball right back to Newcastle too quickly. And they can't get cross midfield here. Yeah, it's a lot. It's pretty happy there, all right?
Happy New Year, Ray.
They're having a great time.
Yeah. So and
Ray, they walked up to me yesterday. They went, "Uncle Tom, do you want to play football?" And I looked, and they're holding a basketball. I'm like, "You've got no hope in life." So just.
Yeah.
I would say, don't tell their dad that. Tell him I batter him. It's fine. I used to put his head in the toilet. No, I didn't.
You just said that on camera. You should have kept that one to yourself, right? Should have kept that one in there, just because now when the kids go back and their hair is all like either tidied up or wet, they're gonna go, "What's going on here? What's going on here?"
Daddy's teaching me how to swim.
Head first.
I'm diving head first into the pool.
Blowing bubbles. Oh my gosh. All right. Now let's move on. Yes. Happy New Year to all in the dungeon for sure. And Happy New Year to everybody once again that is joining us or has joined us and who watches the replay later. Maybe. I don't know. The Brighton CBS will overpower Enkedia, so the intelligence of Enkedia will come into play in this game.
Right.
He said,
and I know he's intelligent.
Center backs, but I saw CBS because there's all caps. So for me, that's CBS, the TV channel, and not center backs, the abbreviation for center backs.
The Brighton CBS division, they're going to overpower it.
No, I mean, I you know what? I get all this. That's all the novelty of it's going to be a tough match because it's Brighton. But every match we've played has been the exact same thing. We played Wolves; it was the same thing, right? We played them away. It was that same thing, and we were able to get past Wolves. So, I think as much as they may have improved, I think we are, as we've seen, the much better squad. So we should be able to get the 3 points that we need, and hopefully extend the lead that we have on everybody.
Yep.
And this is not a good stat.
Gary, I love your analysis. It's the best. It's the best analysis. Simply the best. Jared told me yesterday. He said that Gary, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Every single Saturday, he is on point. On point. That Tom guy in the dark, not so much. We don't like Tom guy in the dark. No, don't like him very much. Ivanka thinks he looks a bit squirmy.
Yeah.
But I tell you, Gary, we love you, Gary. You are the best. You just got to keep on doing what you're doing. You just know you're great at what you do. Mr. Fauci behind me, he tells me you're the best. You have vaccines all over, and it's just really nice. And we want you to go for it, Gary. Just go for it. The gold medal is there, and you're just the best, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. They just put a stat up.
He still holds the title. He still holds the title of president.
I've never lost. Never lost.
For life. For life.
Yeah, they just put a stat up that Mr. Tom won't like. I won't repeat it, but it's not a good stat for the last 15 minutes. Leads are.
Is it still goalless though?
No, it's not the goal-less. It's the goals scored by the opponent in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot, I'd imagine.
7.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just not a good. Yeah. Maxim. Oh, he crossed the ball. I thought I went out of bounds. There's no. How did that ball curl in front of the goal like 2 feet and it didn't go out of bounds? That's really impressive.
It's a corrupt ball. That's what it is. It's corrupt.
I don't know how that happened. He curled it from
must be a Japanese ball
from the goal line, and it dropped like 2 feet in front of the goal. Oh, this is a breakaway. You got 2-on-2 here. You got to slow it down. Does he get it through? He does get it through. It's just a little bit too strong, and nope, goes out of bounds. And it was a really nice ball. He split the defenders to Roca, but just a little bit too much on it. And you know what Roca gave? He pulled. I think if he takes a step inside, and then Rodrigo put a nice pass in there. But I think Roca gave up on it because he wanted to stay onside, and the pass was just a little bit too strong. And Everton's playing some good defense here against City.
We're still fighting at least.
Yeah. Do we dare hope for 2 draws? We want everybody to drop points, right? That's coming for us. That'd be good. We'll take it. Waste of an opportunity I see here in our group chat here. So I don't know what that's for. If I missed something here, but Nketiah shouldn't play up against the kind of center backs. His hold up play isn't the greatest. He'll have to come from a deeper.
The greatest.
Yeah. No, you know what? Nketiah is. I believe he's strong enough to hold up. You know, he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to be a presence in the middle there, and maybe he's not strong as better player in the middle there than Jesus and stuff, but he needs to be able to do that. Put a little pressure on that. KDB just slips outside the box here. Yeah. They left a little bit on there on Haaland. There was a little collision. Haaland, the guy bumped into him and looked like he died. Haaland is probably going, look, I cannot help it. I'm just bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see
at least Haaland didn't go down. At least he didn't go down and act like he got clattered by the other guy.
I don't see Haaland. Haaland's not going to be the guy who's going to be on the grass rolling around, is he? He's not that.
No, the other guy's down, crumpled up in a fetal position. He's like, I just was standing there.
Yeah, he's like if RoboCop was a footballer. I have one prime directive to score goals.
Yeah. ED 209.
But that one, you know, I think he did actually go down, but it was, I think it was the swipe to the head that maybe is the reason why that player's down. Which I think that might be. Oh, that's not blood, is it? No, it's just the bag is red. It looks a little, yeah. So yeah, I think that might be But it's less than 10 minutes here left in these matches. Yeah.
On Wednesday night, I may have been a bit hasty when claiming that Erling Haaland is dead to me. But, you know, I was a bit upset. He scored twice. I was like, you probably didn't need to do that. I know it's in your nature to do that. So, but he's obviously, he's still part of the Leeds family, really.
Yeah, Arsenal will have to wear their willies, judging by the monsoon at the Bournemouth Crystal Palace match. There you go. Means something a little bit different over here on this side of the pond, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, Stephen, up there in the cold north of America.
As Gary has discovered, Leeds are fiercely loyal to anyone that ever remotely tried hard for us.
Yeah.
Fiercely
now,
loyal.
The assemble, can you remember, he's asking me, can you remember 5 times Nketiah won an aerial duel with a center back? I'm not, the aerial attack, no, I'm not, I don't believe that's what I mean when I talk about being physical. I mean, Yeah, I believe he can get some position on a center back and make a play. But in the air, no, he hasn't. I haven't seen him.
One time.
He did score one this year.
Off top of my head.
He scored a header this year, right, against was it Bodo, or it was Bodo maybe. But yeah, and that was from a Vieira cross, as I recall. But yeah, he's not going to go in there and battle like a Giroud or any of the bigger center backs. But the trick is, if you look at the biggest center backs, they're winning duels because they find the open space, not necessarily because they battle inside and overpower people most of the time. A lot of times they look at Haaland, robot in the middle. How many times is he sitting there by himself? And you're like, how has that happened? Right? He finds the open space, and before you know it, the ball's coming in. You're in trouble. So yeah, no, you got me on that one. Yeah, aerial deal. Nope. No, Nketiah is not going to do that for us.
No, he ain't. I can name one time. I specifically remember him winning the header. Leeds. It was a cold night in Preston. Leeds were 1-0 down in the EFL Championship, and we loop a corner. It was a corner or free kick. It's irrelevant. Loop the ball in, and Eddie rises like a gazelle, a lion, the heart of a lion, and he meets the ball with his forehead, and he loops it over the goalkeeper with a key and straight into the goal. Key goal, Eddie Nketiah, 1-1.
Nice, very nice. Here are the spoils of a city. 1-1, all right, on the road. 0-0. No, 1-1 at home. Less than 7 minutes to go. They're in the 84th minute, and guess who they bring on? Foden. The best English player, the best young English player is coming in for the last 7 minutes, right?
Do you think they should institute a new rule where basically the other team gets to say, no, you can't bring him on?
You can take one of your subs and say, nah. I'm gonna. It's like the Uno card. You're gonna say no, reverse.
Exactly. It will literally be we want to bring on Gundogan and Foden, and he gets to go. Which one's more likely to hurt us? You can't bring on Foden. Go sit down, mate.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the problem I see with this. If the weather is poor in Brighton, as we saw in the last time we played them, and the weather was poor, they will beat us up. The trick is, will we respond in kind? Because we need to. We played Brighton that one game, and they basically beat us up in the middle. I believe for me, anyways, Erdogan wasn't feeling it that day. Emil Smith-Rowe was kind of backing him up in that match. So we're gonna need to bring it today if that's the case. Since that time, Erdogan has been much better, but this is one of those games where he's probably gonna get some nicks. They're gonna probably try to put a little something on him.
Yeah.
And so Foden coming on. Yep, exactly. Football.
I won't say this after the show. I might as well say it here. I actually think this is a format we should generally stick with, like actually try and do the show during the 3:00 games.
No, you know what? This is actually probably better for me because I usually do it at 12, which is lunchtime for me. So I'm eating with you guys, or I have a late lunch.
Yeah,
I don't usually.
I just mean it's actually added to the fun that we've actually got football going on while we're doing this.
No, this works. This works too. So if you guys are okay, I don't mind doing it at this time of day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Sam's okay with it, obviously, whatever works best for you, gentlemen. Good. But I just thought, I was thinking this as it was going along. It's like, no, this is actually quite fun. That we'll like commenting on the scores as they happened, rather than just so let's talk about what just happened.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened there. He pulled on Aronson's arm, and I don't know if they called anything on it. Oh, it is a free kick because it was outside the box there. So there you go. But yeah, because the spoil tease that now they're bringing on Alvarez. So Foden, Gundogan, and Alvarez are coming on for City. They're trying to get all the points here, and we are hoping that it doesn't work because they waited too long. So here's comes a free kick.
How does the comment section feel about this? Doing the show slightly earlier with the games going on.
Let's ask the fan base.
Sure. I wish I knew how to put a poll up in this thing, but I don't know how to do it on this thing. So.
That's interesting.
I just thought it played out quite an interesting quirk.
No, this
it never occurred to me, obviously, to actually suggest doing it during the games, like where most of the games are being played.
No, you're right. Well, this is probably where he got it from, waiting until a little too late.
In the game that Sam doesn't care about.
Yes. Let me just get an update. Let me see. No one gives a toss.
Yeah, the Fulham is up now 2-1. Late goal by Panhina. I think that's how you say that.
Palhinha, I think.
Palhinha. Yeah, scores in 88th minute here, and
Ward-Prowse. I didn't know Ward-Prowse actually scored an own goal today as well.
You didn't listen to me. You never listened to me.
I do listen to you, Gary. I just
I said he scored 2 goals, but the score is 1-1.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, in this match, he's probably saving them because it's a short week, right? They play again midweek, so that's probably why he's doing it. But we're talking about
Uncle Mikel.
Yeah, that's his uncle, man. That's his uncle. That's his uncle. They do holidays together. They go vacationing, playing football on the beach with Uncle Mikel. All right. And it's like Everton's not going to be able to get this ball out of their half. It's just like, it seems like every time they turn around, there's 5 blue shirts surrounding them. But they get a free kick coming, so this might definitely cross midfield. So we're into the 89th minute, 90th minute, depending on which game you're looking at. 90th minute. Yeah, every game is almost into extra time here. Crystal Palace got 3 extra minutes, Southampton 1 extra minute, and we will be finding out how much time in a bit for the City and Newcastle games. It's raining in England. What's going on? It's raining in Manchester. It's raining in. Is it raining in Newcastle? They're moving the ball around. Ball's inside the box, and Leeds was able to clear it out. Is that 11 minutes of extra time in the City match? Anybody surprised that it's 11 minutes in the City match?
I'm just glad you said in the City match.
In the City.
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what Newcastle extra time coming up in a couple of ticks here. Does the clock come up?
22.
It's probably, you might be. Oh, only 4. It's 4. So here we go. What do you guys think of Wenger going back to watch a match and hopefully being part of this thing? A little part of Arsenal. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
It was clever of him to go back when the team were in a good position, so it didn't look like he was like Alex Ferguson. Notorious, the perception was like whoever the manager was, he was hanging over like a vulture or an albatross.
No, I mean it was he definitely needed to come back. He is one of the, as people say, he deserves a statue. So statue, right? So it's probably good to keep that relationship in a good status. So I mean, it ended wrong, and I think that's on Arsenal for keeping him there longer than they should have. Things changed. He did not change with it, and Yeah, City is 11 minutes. How in the world do you get 11 minutes? This is not the World Cup, 11 minutes. We're almost halfway through the extra time in at Newcastle here. Still have 9 minutes to go in the City match. Yeah. Did anybody get injured in there?
I believe you're underplaying this. They've said 11 minutes, but what it's really called is next goal wins as long as it's Man City.
There you go. So he agrees with you, whatever you said, Mr. Tom. So there you go.
It was about Wenger, like coming back when the team were doing well, as opposed to when the team are not doing well and then turning up and then putting more pressure on the manager, because then everyone's like, why are you not more like him?
True. Tal Adams and Gramaraj were going at it for a bit. Gramaraj went down easy. Wanted to get. That's why, for me, it's a mindset, because Tyler Adams is smaller than from a build perspective than Gramaraj, but you wouldn't know it based on the way that kind of collision went.
I would say after about watching 2 or 3 games with Tyler Adams in team, I was like, that's probably our best player, our key player.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That is what, when I saw Tierney play for Arsenal, he only came in for the last 10 to 15 minutes of his first match, and I was like, all right, good, we got our left back. If he was injured, somehow Meslier went down. There was a collision with a player from Newcastle. I think there's going to be a row here because there's players holding on to each other here. So let's see what happens. Meslier is waiting for the ball. He kicks it away, and then Newcastle player walks up to him and then puts his hands on Meslier for some reason. And Meslier goes down in a heap, but he's back up again. So this thing's going to end. Yeah.
He's 6'4" and he goes down like he's a twig.
I mean, that's what they're talking about. They say he just went down to waste time, which, you know what? If you're on the road against the top 3 team, and they want to put their hands on you, you're going down.
I'm going to say something that I'll never say about my team. We are not shrewd enough to do that sort of thing more often. Like, we're too honest. And I know you can say, well, you just did, but that's my point. Is that we suffer a lot, especially under Bielsa. We suffered a lot by being, we played the game honest, and then the other team would be like, no, actually, we're going to do all the clever things that get you points.
Fulham's been on for 7 minutes now.
Yeah, it is crazy. Still, yeah, you're right. It is still going on. They're trying to see if Southampton can get a point out of this thing. So it's whoever it was that put his hands on. I know Gramaraj he got a yellow. All right. So how much extra time was going to happen?
1 shot on target, no shots off target, 1-1.
So it's all it takes, though, right? You just need to get 1.
Lampard masterclass. That's all I'm going to say. I do not like him for footballing reasons. I say personal reasons. I'm sure if I met him, I'd be perfectly polite to him. He'd be perfectly polite to me, because why would he have no reason to be, and why would I have no reason to be? But in footballing terms, can't stand him. He's overrated, nepotism at its finest, things like that. But this is a good day for him. Clearly.
No, but think about it. City, when you're playing City, at least I feel when you're playing City, they will give you opportunities. The problem is teams never take advantage of it, and they always get punished for it. Right? They always get punished for it.
0-0.
They're in the 7th minute of extra time here, and the whistle blow. The whistle is blown, and it is over. It's 0-0. Match is over. Newcastle wants more time. Official says no thanks. It's time to go home. I'm wet. And they held up pretty well in this match against Newcastle, and that that is the difference between playing City and Newcastle, I guess. Newcastle does not have a Haaland. It makes it easy to defend. I mean, that's the difference.
I bet when I watch that tonight, it will not look easy. It will. I'll be sat there going, "Had they not scored that? Had they not?" I'm good. To credit, you saw what I wished for on the stoop last night. I said, defend, improve your defending. That's all I asked for, and then things will happen, and it happened. Very nice, very nice.
No. It was a slugfest. Body blows. And as you said, Newcastle had more than enough opportunities to probably put the ball in and test the goalkeeper, but they never did. And there you go. Yeah,
I know
City's
it seems
the only one has a
pathetic
Haaland.
that I'm happy with this, but that's a result I did not expect to get. Despite any bravado, did not expect they'll get anything there. They're third in the table, for fuck's sake. Yep. And we've got a 0-0 win. So,
no, definitely good there. And it's they're in the 9th minute of extra time here at the golden goal period of the game here, and slept by a City player, and now Everton is on the break. They've got 4-on-4, and player gets run over, and surprise, a foul is called. Stones is not happy with it, and Mupe is going to roll around for a bit, and Stones goes into him pretty tough, pretty good challenge there. Hits him high, and there you go. We are into the 10th minute of extra time here. And Fulham wins 2-1. Leeds and Newcastle drew.
Well done, Leeds. Well done, Tom.
Yep. And I
did it for you guys because I'll let you down on Wednesday. So
yeah. Thank you, Tom. There you go. Crystal Palace wins 2-0 over Bournemouth, and if this holds up, they're in the 10th. They're in the 10th minute here still, and it's 1-1 still. And Stones has the ball, which is a good sign for Everton, which means that the ball is deep, and they can't get the ball out of the half. They got to throw in to City, and Mupe, of course, gets a yellow because that's what he does. I think he might have left a little something on Ake there. Let's see what he does here. Yep, he definitely he just takes out Ake. Mupe is good for that. That's all. And we are into the 11th minute here. Let's see how long.
Everton, you dirty dogs!
Oh no! The ball's in the box, and that's Foden, but the ball gets taken away from him very easily and kicked out for a corner by, who is that guy? I know his name. I know his face. I can't think of the name now. He's been at Southampton. He's been at Everton for a while. The name. Corner comes in, short, and kicked right back to Foden. Cross comes back, and it gets headed out. And we got less than 20 seconds till the whistle should blow. De Bruyne gets the ball to Foden. Foden goes down in a heap. The Ukrainian defender puts him down. Seamus Coleman, you're right. There you go, Thunder Road. That's who I couldn't think of the name there. But the ball's back in.
He's still playing football after all these years.
Football. Yeah, he's still playing. He was a really good defense there. And we got a free kick coming from just outside the box by the goal line. The clock should blow after this. You got Kevin De Bruyne. He could probably put this in from where he is if he curls it perfectly. Let's see what De Bruyne does. Ball comes in, a little too wide, and the goalkeeper punches it out. And the whistle is not blown yet. We've got an extra 30 seconds here still. Still no whistle is blown. I think he's waiting. I think he pulled the whistle down. Is he gonna? Another cross comes in there, and the ball goes out for a corner. So the ref is definitely letting this thing go as long as City needs it. But we're into almost the 13th minute here. There we go.
I told you, 11 minutes.
They shorted the corner. Cross comes in and it gets out. And nope, ball went out there. So this will, yep. There you go. The whistle blown because they gave them more than enough chances to score it, and they didn't do it. As you say,
I'm honoured to be part of the reason you've won the title. Just putting it out there. if you get it, I'm honoured because we've basically taken out like virtually every Big Six team at some point, apart from you. So we obviously let you win, and
thank you very much for that. I'll take it if that's what you want to. If that's what you want to do, you want to contribute to our winning. I'm going to take it. City drop point.
We slayed them all apart from you guys. So
yeah.
And obviously, we should have won that, so we obviously let you win that, because why wouldn't we have? And then we've done it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think Arsenal's looking at these scores because I hope they're not. Anyways, they need to go out there and play. This is a a revenge game. From the last time we played them. 12 minutes. Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
It's over. Jesus wept.
Yes.
Well done, Everton. There you go. Ben Ireland, welcome to the show. Thanks for having the time to come join us. You should be happy. I know Mr. Tom is happy, and Leeds fans all happy over there on the stoop. So here we go. So Wolves started the day off. Lost to Rashford, who was, I think, benching him is probably the worst thing that could have happened, or the best thing that could have happened for him anyways, because he came on ready to go, gets the goal.
If someone had gone to me last night, would you take a 0-0 draw? Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes, of course. It's a good result.
Yep. When you're on the road and you get points, you'll take it, right? On the road, you get points, you take it, right?
They did what I asked. Defend like a unit, defend properly, ride your luck when chances of that nature appear. Just all good things. Well done, lads. I mean, they defended like heroes because both Nonto and the goalkeeper got booked. When your striker and your keeper gets booked, you were in a battle.
There you go. So just a quick lineup for Brighton. You got Trossard up top, Mitoma, La Linea, I think is and Marsh right behind him. Gross and Gilmore in the midfield. Estupiñán, Colwell, Dunk, and Lamptey on the back line there. And in goal, you've got, what is that? How do you say his name? And I can't see. Who is that? Sanchez. So there you go. All right. So in Arsenal, as we said, we've got Nketiah up top with Martinelli and Saka. Next to him, Xhaka, Erdegaard, and Partey in the mid. And in that back line of Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and White, and Ramsdale in goal. So there you go. Arsenal once again is put in a position to push ahead and go. Yes, and right now Arsenal can go up 7 points. Is that right?
It'll be 7 if you win. Yeah.
I
thought
you can move in. You can move into no. It's 4. It's 4 now because Man City got a point. They got a point.
That's right. Oh, you know what? It
feels like they lost, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They will act like they lost, but they did not lose.
All right. I guess we've been here for 2 hours. I think it's about time. All right.
Yes.
I'm going to let everybody say their goodbyes, and then we're going to head out of here. Arsenal does have a game coming up. So, Mr. Tom?
Can I do a quick question for everyone? Just quickly, just throw out a question out there. There have been 154 goals scored in the first minute of Premier League matches. What percentage of those did that team go on to win the game?
Oof.
There have been 154 goals scored in the first minute of Premier League games. What percentage of those teams went on to win the game? Or what percentage of those goals went on to win the game? That's good, but it's not right.
Let's see here. 80%.
I'll narrow it down for you. It's between 63 and 65%.
Anybody gonna guess? 63.2%.
Very good. It's actually 4%. Out of 154, the winning team, that team that scored that goal won 99 times out of 154. 31 draws and 24 went on to lose.
Wow. That's pretty damning statistics right there.
Appreciate. As usual, thank you to everyone that has supported the show, especially on this, let's be fair, bumper edition of the show. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting throughout the year. Although I'm not quite sure our show's made it to a full year yet, but thank you for supporting us during 2022. Thank you to the American viewers this time who have joined us, or the viewers in America that have joined us early in their morning. Thank you, Gary, for taking the time to do this and allowing us the opportunity to be part of this. I quite enjoy it. Happy New Year to the panel and to everyone within the sound of my voice.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year. My turn.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I want to say thank you very much for having me on again. It's been a great show as always. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Everyone's been interacting in the chat. It's always good fun with these guys. I thought it was an interesting combination we had today that we can continue on Saturdays. Hopefully the chat will agree with that, where we can combine the Saturday football results, afternoon results with, as they come along with different crap we're talking about. That can be good fun. Yes, I thought that could work nicely. It's been good as always. Been good to be back again. Always enjoy being on with Gary and Tom. And I wish everyone, especially, of course, Gary and Tom and everyone here in the chat, wish everyone a happy New Year's evening. Enjoy the evening, enjoy the celebration, and a happy New Year.
Yes. And I guess last but not least, yes, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's joined us, as Mr. Tom has said and Sam has said. We'll do this again in the new year. Hopefully we'll be talking about the 3 points Arsenal has got, or hopefully the 6 points Arsenal has got by the next time we chat. And we'll see how that goes. Once again, Happy New Year to everyone. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. We'll see you on the next one. And we're going to head out of here. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. And I'll talk to you later.